2026 will not change by chance. It will not change because the calendar flips or because time passes. Time does not transform men. Time only reveals them. What will change 2026 is discipline. What will change 2026 is clarity. What will change 2026 is the sum of the decisions you make when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, when there is no reward except self-respect. Most men secretly believe the future will save them. They believe motivation will arrive like a wave and lift them out of confusion, weakness, or stagnation. Stoicism teaches something far harsher and far more powerful than that illusion. You do not rise to your hopes, you fall to your habits. Whatever you repeatedly do becomes who you are, and whoever you are determines the life you live. If you enter 2026 with the same mind, the same impulses, the same tolerance for distraction, the same excuses, and the same emotional reactions, nothing will change. Not your finances, not your confidence, not your relationships, not your sense of purpose. Wanting a different life is irrelevant if you keep living the same patterns. Desire without discipline is just fantasy. Stoicism is not a philosophy of comfort, it is a philosophy of control. It does not ask how you feel, it asks who is in command. This is not a video about hype or motivation. It is not designed to make you feel powerful for 10 minutes and then return you to weakness. It is about reclaiming authority over your own mind, because a man without control over his mind is controlled by everything else. The first thing Stoicism strips away is your addiction to approval. Most men do not realize how deeply enslaved they are to the opinions of others. Their mood rises and falls based on validation. Their confidence depends on praise. Their decisions are filtered through how they will be perceived. Epictetus warned that the moment you seek approval, you surrender authority over yourself. When another person's opinion can alter your inner state, you have handed them the steering wheel of your life. You are not free, you are managed by compliments, managed by criticism, managed by fear of rejection. A Stoic man understands that not every opinion deserves a response, and not every judgment deserves attention. Strong men do not react, they observe, they pause. They choose their actions deliberately rather than emotionally. They do not feel the need to explain themselves to everyone, because they understand that explanation is often a disguised request for permission. Silence, when chosen consciously, is not weakness, it is strength under control. In 2026, the man who wins will not be the loudest, the angriest, or the most visible. He will be the calmest. He will be the one who is unshaken by noise because his values are settled. Stoicism also teaches you to see people clearly, without illusion and without resentment. Most suffering comes not from how people are, but from how we expect them to be. We project loyalty where there is convenience. We project depth where there is emptiness. We project permanence where there is only temporary interest. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that people act according to their nature. Some people are selfish, some are inconsistent, some are driven by fear, some are driven by desire. When you truly understand this, you stop taking behavior personally. You stop chasing closure. You stop trying to extract apologies from people who lack self-awareness. Seeing people clearly is not cynicism, it is realism, and realism is peaceful. Some people will never respect you, no matter how much you give. Some will only value what they can take from you. Some will disappear the moment you stop over-giving, over-explaining, and over-accommodating. This is not bitterness, this is clarity. Peace does not come from hoping people will change. It comes from accepting who they are and adjusting your distance accordingly. Stoicism does not teach you to hate people, it teaches you not to be ruled by them. Kindness, when unguarded, slowly becomes self-betrayal. Stoicism is not about becoming cold or cruel, it is about becoming selective. It teaches you that generosity without boundaries is not virtue. It is weakness disguised as morality. You are not obligated to stay where you are tolerated instead of respected. You are not required to explain why you are walking away from situations that drain your energy, compromise your values, or erode your peace. The Stoics understood that self-respect is not loud, it is firm, it is quiet, it is non-negotiable. In 2026, learn this rule and apply it without guilt. If it costs you your peace, it is too expensive. No opportunity, no relationship, no validation is worth a fragmented mind. Walking away is not failure. It is not weakness. It is self-command. It is the ability to choose long-term integrity over short-term comfort. A man who can walk away from what disrespects him is a man who cannot be manipulated. Responsibility is the foundation of personal power. Stoics believed that the moment you accept full responsibility for your life, you regain control over it. Blame feels good in the short term because it protects the ego, but it destroys power. As long as you blame your past, your upbringing, the system, other people, or circumstances, you remain stuck. Responsibility is not self-hatred, it is liberation. It means recognizing that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you control how you respond, what you tolerate, and what you build next. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom from regret. It is the system that protects your future self from the weaknesses of your present self. The disciplined man eats differently, not because he is obsessed, but because he understands the relationship between impulse and outcome. He speaks differently because he understands that words create consequences. He reacts differently because he knows that emotional reactions are temporary, but their results are permanent. Discipline is not extremism. It is intentionality applied consistently. Your future is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in ordinary ones. It is built in what you do when you are tired and no one is watching. It is built in what you do when you are bored and tempted to escape into distraction. It is built in what you do when discipline would be inconvenient and excuses would be easy. Stoicism teaches that character is revealed under pressure, not during comfort. Every small decision trains your mind either toward strength or toward weakness. The most dangerous growth happens quietly. Stoics trained themselves to improve in silence. They did not announce their plans. They did not seek applause for progress. They did not turn discipline into performance. Silence protects momentum. Privacy accelerates growth. When you stop broadcasting your goals, you stop feeding your ego and start feeding your character. Progress that is unseen is often the most powerful because it is driven by identity rather than approval. In 2026, detach from outcomes you cannot control. Detach from people who drain your energy without adding meaning. Detach from the need to be understood by everyone. The Stoics understood that misunderstanding is part of life, and clarity does not require consensus. Focus on character. Focus on your principles. Focus on becoming the kind of man who does not need constant reassurance because his actions align with his values. When your mind is disciplined, your life follows. When your reactions are controlled, your environment changes. When your standards rise, your reality adjusts. This is not about luck. It is not about timing. It is not about waiting for the right moment. It is about responsibility. It is about mastering the only thing you truly own, your mind. Master your mind, and 2026 will have no choice but to change.